review. What's going on, y'all? It's Jason Reviews here, back at it again with another video. As you guys can see by the title, this is going to be a battle review video going over Bullpen's most recent drop, Chef Trez versus Clone. Heard a lot of good noise that this battle was good in the building. Good back and forth, you know what I'm saying? You get punches, you get a ton of rebuttals, which we will go over. So just want to do my basic due diligence and break down a good battle bar for bar and give you all the winner. And without further ado, let's get right into the review. So starting with the first round of this battle, it starts off on Clone, and he has the, I was about to spell set Chef out until he effed up. I thought that was cool. 357, I called it 3 and some change. I thought that was fire. The wreck, I was going to catch wreck, but they tried to keep my W silent. I like that bar. Really, the standout of Clone's first round is this insurance scheme he does. Goes over the deductible, you know what I'm saying? The quote, all the phrases around insurance. Then on top of that, did Progressive, State Farm, did like 6 or 7 insurance companies. So really I'm not the biggest on schemes. I feel like a lot of schemes have just been done before. So what you'll get is a lot of outdated schemes getting done and redone, whether it's food schemes, pill schemes, bullet hit the tile and all. Like, that's always my favorite example. But you all know that there's schemes that have been done a million times to death. I thought the insurance one was actually pretty clever, little outside the box, so I like that. Last time he spoke to a Connect, he was talking to Alexa. The air fryer, you can't be taking that long, Chef. You see how the air fryers do. So Clone's first is like pretty solid overall. I'd say it's the weakest of his 3 rounds, but not a bad round. And then you go on Chef in the first, and then, of course, he's going to start out with some rebuttals. The insurance rebuttals, where they going to find him. The flow is where they going to find him at. The flow, Progressive Lady, you know what I'm saying? Everybody knows that one from the commercials. That was super fire. I believe he had a Calico rebuttal in there, too. I think Clone did something about Calico standing in the middle of the stage, and he's like, the Calico's on your side. A few Calico rebuttals in this battle. So that was cool. And then he has the Whoop Rico Be Superman. That was dope. The Make It Clone like a scientist, I thought that was pretty hard. You gonna make it clone like a scientist. I thought that was like a haymaker. What you want, the Gen 4, the Gen 5, this is a family reunion. I thought that was pretty hard. I mean, he's just catching, which is what Chef does, man. He gets momentum, and then every line starts to hit a little bit more than the last one has been all year. The fuck a bachelor's degree, murder was my first degree. I thought that was pretty dope. Excuse me, the pen was here before you got here. They ordered your card in my name. Crazy. I thought that was fire. The heat scheme, like Jimmy Butler, I let it bam on a hero, you know what I'm saying, a couple bars, and then really ended it all with I beat Clone to the white meat, like Zach and Cody. You know, white twins, white clones. But overall, while it is a good first, I don't think the first is debatable at all. I think you can clearly tell here, I thought Chef had the higher peaks, had more material, better pacing, more variety and flow. I think this is the round where Chef really showed in every aspect why he might be a little bit ahead, or at least rapped like that. And to me, it was clearly Chef 1-0 after the first. Now we go back to Clone on the second, with a couple good rebuttals every round, pretty much after, like, Chef's first, then going on, they rebuttal for the rest of the battle, and it is all, for the most part, hitting. Clone rebuttals the make it clone like a scientist, I came to experiment with you. I thought that was dope. And he also had a rebuttal for a boxing bar that Chef had in the first. It was a Mike Tyson bar, and he said, Mike Tyson, well, you about to get an earful. So I thought that was dope. And then from there, he gets back into what he does, and it is, this is my thing with Clone. Let's talk about some of these punches first. The whole key square white brick bar, I thought that was dope. The NBA trade bar, you know what I'm saying? It sounded like an NBA trade. I thought that was dope. He had a bar playing off the disaster NDA stuff. Thought that was cool too. I could take from criticism from news and not take it as bad advice or bad news. I like to flip there. And this is the only thing, is that he doesn't hit a haymaker, in my opinion, up until this Gladys Knight bar. The Georgia, those was the bus out in Georgia. Those was the Gladys Knights. That was fire. And I feel like some of these other bars can get more momentum and traction. You could see more of these jabs hit heavier with the audience if there was just a bit of a change in the rap. And it's tough because his like signature cadence, you know what I'm saying? All at the top, it was no one but me. Gangster on my own, I was keeping it G. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's a unique sound. I don't mind it whatsoever. But when every single bar is done that way, people start to see your punch coming. People start to know, okay, he's about to punch right here, kind of see the wordplay coming. I feel like it makes some of these jabs, because they're all delivered the same. I just think if Clone had a little bit more variety in the way he rapped, it would even make him that much better, because the content is all here, even from the Gladys Knight bar. The feeling like they try to lock me up for weed. I was feeling like Geechee. They keep trying to bring up these trees up against me. That was fire. My passa's like wasn't Elon Musk, but he can make a bird disappear. I love Clone second. I love that whole second half of content, and I feel like the first half could even get more justice if there was a little bit of switching the flow. But when you're rapping this good, obviously the room still showed it love, which we love to see. And then Chef Trez in the second, his own rebuttals. The goal. During Clone's round, he said something like, he don't post none of my merch. He never retweet my battles. The Chef talk about, I'm gonna make sure that your sister posts a GoFundMe. That was fire. And then there was a Pikachu bar by Clone, which I didn't mention for a reason. You know what I'm saying? I do not like Pikachu bars. There's even good Pokemon bars to still do out there besides that one. And he says, the Pikachu until they cremate you at your funeral and make it ash. That was crazy. I ain't gonna lie. And that's just the thing with Chef's rebuttals too. While Clone has good rebuttals, some of these Chef rebuttals are just a whole haymaker lead, you know what I'm saying, before he hits his round. I caught my first charge at 11. I was facing 12 a year early. Jesus, man, that was fire. The matching on the table, feeling like a geek, a machine gun, and Adele like a concert. Adele, you know what I'm saying? I thought that was fire. The Planet Fitness little scheme was cool. That was the first time I got mooned. It was nothing but crack. He was, you know what I'm saying, crack in the trap. I thought that was crazy as hell too. The Hey Arnold bar was pretty good. And then he had a scheme about different stocks, crypto-esque, references and whatnot. I thought Chef Trez's second is cool. It's one of those where you can just see with Chef's peaks that he just respectfully, Chef is just a different level of talent in this matchup. You're seeing right there. But I will say I thought Clone's second material-wise really was great. I had a little bit more down for him, and while I thought Chef clearly had the best bars of the round, I thought Clone was able to hit a little bit more consistent while having his own peaks to match that. So the second is debatable. I had a 1-0 Trez clear, and then the second I personally edged Clone, making it 1-1 going into the third. And then it brings it, and you could call it 2-0, but for me, it brings it down to the third round of the battle. And then the third, back on Clone, he has a rebuttal for the Hey Arnold bar. I think that's a little cat, like Hey Arnold. I thought that was a okay rebuttal back. He said he faced 12 a year early. I stood on all 10. Thought that was pretty clever too, I ain't gonna lie to you. And then from there, he gets the cooking, the family recipe bar, kind of referring to Chef leaving, you know what I'm saying, battling in the South, battling, you know what I'm saying, in Bullpen, spit that heat. The family recipe bar was crazy. And then yoke him by his collar and drag him down memory lane. That was super fire. And for any of you that don't know, I think most do, but on Spit That Heat, Milltown Blow used to motherfucking yank people crazy up by their collar. I mean, which has always been kind of a part of battle rap when some people react. But it used to be OD for those that remember Spit That Heat, and thus the memory lane. So I really, really like that bar. From there, he gets into the math scheme, puts 3 into Trez, and there won't be no remainder. I thought that was pretty cool. Put so much pressure, we gonna stop blood from flowing. Thought that was dope, man. Shout out to Clone, because I think this second and this third is more along the competitive line. I think he's getting a lot of top tiers this year. I know he's gonna have JC after this. He's battled Av this year, battled Chef Trez, right? So he's had a good resume, and I want to see one of these be debatable or kind of go his way. I know I had him beaten. Well, he did beat Danny Myers last year, but there's sadly, I feel like with how much Danny Myers battles, there's a few people out there with Danny Myers wins that probably shouldn't have him. So bogs it down a little bit compared to if he was able to beat an Av. Now, granted, that's Av. He had a great battle. He lost very respectfully. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people lose an Av. But I hope that I see more of this, because I think he does really good in the second and the third. And this shows me if you can start competing with a Chef Trez that's this good, I want to see what he's able to do. If he can clip a JC or something, we'll be looking at Clone a little bit differently. But Just said that because that's how much I like his second and his third. He's the masking, the stop blood from throwing. I'll be everywhere Trez go, like G-Lo. He had a few bars for G-Lo, and that's funny as hell because we all know G-Lo always out supporting Trez. The fans don't care if I'm facing murder or not, like Briz. I like the fan, or they don't care if I'm facing murder or not, like the fans with Briz. I like that bar too. Briz is not battling. Let it go. And then from there, you get right back to Trez's third to close out the battle. And he's got the aluminum bat rebuttal. I thought that was dope. The Briz, he rebuttals the whole Briz and Mook concept, you know what I'm saying? Briz, Mook, this cow, well, I'll show up in blackface and let this cow pop. I thought that was, you know what I'm saying? We've even heard blackface, cow pop bars before, but just the way I think Cow challenged him, like, how do you rebuttal like that? And then he just came up with another one off of thin air based on Cow, who asked. It just goes to show when it comes to freestyling, Trez is almost in a one-on-one category in terms of on the spot at any moment, make a bar out of anything, which is the epitome of freestyling. The beat 'em, they said, talked about battling John. They said you either beat him and join him. I did both. That was crazy. I thought that was fire, and I did have him beating John, so I liked it. I thought it was truthful. The clone, look at that same dictionary you be reading in, and you could see they'd never put clone before chef, because when you're in the dictionaries, they don't just do the C's, then they'll do the letters that come after C, since H come before L. I don't know. Y'all that be in the dictionary know that shit was fucking crazy. The Patrick Beverly bar I thought was cool. I had a few NBA bars at the end, and they did an impression of clone. And then said that's when Ty will be on the ground, which I thought was pretty clever. It's like it's different patterns while doing the clone impression. Fire, man. Fire entered Trez's third. And while I like both of their thirds, I personally thought Trez just gave a little bit more here across the board, freestyling, haymakers, some of the creative concepts. And I edged him the third, therefore edging him the battle. And that is my full thoughts here on Clone versus Chef Trez. Just to rehash it, I had Trez in the first clear 1-0. I personally edged Clone the second in a very debatable second. And in the third, I edged Trez the third on some but to me, it's low-key like a comfortable edge. And I don't know, it's in a weird way. It's like it's close enough where I can definitely see someone where it kind of is an edge. But I feel very confident that Trez won that round. Even though I felt like, once again, Clone probably ticked off. That's the thing about Clone is he gets so many bars off that if you're keeping count of bars, he's going to beat someone in punch count. And I feel like that's even a big reason he won the second. But when there's just a pure difference, and I feel like the way the material is hitting, and on top of that, I think Chef Trez is then kind of beating him a little bit in the other things. Like I said, when it comes to clones, I love that he's got a signature sound. I think that's so hard to be just completely unique. But there needs to be a little bit more to it, as opposed to Trez, who was hitting you with all types of different pockets, just a little bit more poised, performing. It feels like a little bit more confidently at that. Really, really good battle either way. I mean, I have nothing. It's more of something that I would want to see Clone maybe change up a little bit. That I think might bring Clone even to like another, level up. But still a great showing from him in a very underrated 2023 he's had. Just like I said, he battled next. Pretty decent battle on the Riot. He battled Av in a really good battle on Bullpen, although I had him losing. And then here versus Chef Trez, I see some people even giving it to Clone, you know what I'm saying? So I'll see kind of what like that the consensus comes out to, because I always consider that a little bit if I'm really acknowledging a winner. I do think it's a close battle, but I like I said, pretty confidently took Trez first and third. And then Trez's 2023, what can I say about it that I haven't said about it? Looking just fantastic versus top tiers versus mid tiers, having moments within that, impactful performances, not just good on paper. Chef Trez versus Show Off, impactful. Chef Trez versus New Jersey Twerk, impactful. And he's still got Charlie Clips coming up on Bullpen. I know Clips has been the killer of footage, but if Chef raps like this, it's only so much that you can do to his side of the battle. He keeps producing fire footage, so I hope that Clips is clipped up for that battle, no pun intended, because if that's a serious battle, which I think Clips could take seriously after a couple more duds, it's what he does. He gives you 2 or 3 duds, he gives you a good battle. If he takes that serious, we get a great Trez and Clips battle, that Cody case starts getting louder, and then it would be so by far clear that this is the best year of Chef Trez's career. But you guys let me know in the comments down below, who did you have winning the battle, and did you think the battle lived up to some of those expectations that was given in the building? They said it was super crazy. I definitely thought it was fire. Like I said, let me know about that in the comments down below. But it's J Smo Reviews again, y'all. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm going to catch you on the next one, man. Peace.